very good morning. You're watching NewsX and I'm Shivani Singh. We're looking at the top story today, days after the powerful explosion in Delhi's Red Fort, which killed nearly 12. Newly surfaced CCTV footage has captured the exact moment when the white Hyundai i20 car detonated in the middle of rush hour traffic. The footage obtained from a traffic camera positioned near Red Fort Metro Station's gate number 1 shows a slow-moving white Hyundai i20 surrounded by e-rickshaws, autos and other vehicles before erupting into flames. Now viewers, this newly obtained CCTV footage can be witnessed over here. I will play it for you. And this is, first let's see the entire CCTV footage. This is how this entire traffic is actually moving. It's slow moving traffic, and look at that. At exactly 50 past 6, 57 seconds, we knew the exact time when this car actually explodes over here. And you can look at the amount of traffic. See, I will pause the frame right here for you. There is a big bus over here. There are a lot of e-rickshaws. There are private vehicles. There are auto rickshaws, and you can look at the amount of crowd over here. This is peak rush hour traffic. This is 50 minutes past 6 and 57 seconds, and this is the Hyundai i20 in that slow moving traffic. Remember, we now know that this Hyundai i20 was parked nearby for 3.5 hours before it chose this rush hour time to actually come and move and merge into the traffic. This is where it actually turned into a fireball. This is on your screens. I'm playing it for you. There. It just turns into a huge fireball, affecting a lot of people. You can see everyone who was here in this nearby area will be affected because of the blast, and we lost 12 innocent lives because of this as well. You can look at the amount of traffic. Everybody, it's bumper to bumper traffic. You have a lot of auto rickshaws, around 20 to 30 vehicles in this one singular frame. So you can imagine the amount of damage this car must have caused. I will play it once again for you guys. Here is that Hyundai i20 in that slow moving traffic. A lot of autos, cars, private taxis, buses as well, and that's when it actually turns into a fireball. Look at the damage it has actually caused. I will pause right here. All the cars over here, all the e-rickshaws just mangled, and we also saw when we had fresh footage from where the blast actually took place, the cars, the debris, all the cars were actually damaged to a lot of extent. We saw that over here all the e-rickshaws were mangled, and even the people who were injured had a lot of injuries, who are still being treated right now at the LNJP hospital. So this is freshly obtained footage. This CCTV is right in front of the Red Fort Metro Station gate number 1, and here you can clearly see how this entire i20 actually burst into flames. These are e-rickshaws right in front of it. There's a vehicle right behind it, viewers. I will stop that frame over here for you to see. There is an e-rickshaw right in front of it. There is a taxi over here. There are e-rickshaws and autos here. There is a person on a two-wheeler this side, and there is also private vehicles and taxis on either side of this vehicle, which then explodes on your screens right now. And it had a lot of damage, it did a lot of damage, and we saw that at least 12 people lost their lives because of this explosion. All right, joining me on the broadcast is my colleague Arzu Seth with more details on this story. Arzu, we now have fresh CCTV evidence where it shows the exact moment when that car actually burst into flames, and we can see the peak rush hour traffic. There were so many people around that car. There were auto rickshaws, e-rickshaws, two-wheeler, taxis, all of them affected because of that explosion.
Well, definitely, you know, a newly surfaced CCTV footage captured the precise moment the Hyundai i20 exploded near the Red Fort on Monday, sending the shockwaves through the congested lanes of Old Delhi. In fact, at the in the national capital, and in the clip, the car is suddenly, you know, seen bursting into flame, you know, within the seconds, and sending the flames flying across the street. And the impact was so devastating. As we can clearly see, there were a lot of traffic. The road was congested, and the impact was so devastating that the nearby vehicles were engulfed and severely damaged, while panic gripped the crowded streets. And in fact, as you also mentioned, the person has waited for around 3 hours in the parking area, in the parking slot, to just wait for this movement to get the road more congested. And then he brought the car, and then the blast happened, and we can clearly see that suddenly the car is seen suddenly bursting into flames. And there were flames all around, and there were several vehicles that were also came in that blast. And there are 8 people who lost their lives. In fact, there were 20 around people who were were injured, who were taken to the hospital. The government has passed a resolution, in fact, condemning the car blast near the Delhi's Red Fort as the terrorist incident. Yes.
Right, Arzu, please do stay on with us. I have some more breaking inputs that's coming in. The photo that you see on your screens currently is the latest CCTV footage and photo of the accused Umar. According to information, this photo was taken from a CCTV footage from a mosque near the Ram Leela Maidan, which is very near the blast site. So, Arzu, this is a fresh CCTV footage where we have obtained a photo of the prime suspect Umar, and this is from a mosque which was near Ram Leela Maidan.
Well, definitely, you know, one more picture has come, come to fore of Umar, who was the, prime accused, and who was involved in the Delhi blast, who was driving that Hyundai i20 car. And in fact, now this footage and the photo is from the Ram Leela Maidan, which is just near the Red Fort. And this was from the mosque, which is near the Ram Leela Maidan. And it shows that, you know, he was there in Delhi. He was taking rounds around. In fact, what has come to fore that he also visited Red Fort before. He has taken the round of the Red Fort earlier also. So definitely he also visited the Ram Leela Maidan to see around, or to whether he was taking clues, or what was the reason behind. So there are a lot of investigation that is going right now, as there are a lot of CCTV cameras all around the city is being searched now to ensure to get the movements of the Umar, where he was going, whom he was meeting, where he went in the previous month. So definitely all the CCTV cameras are being checked in the city, so that every clue, every evidence can be gathered to find out, that can help in the investigation to find out the reason and the people involved in this.
Absolutely, Arzu. Please do stay on with us. The investigative agencies are trying to trace what had happened just before the blast, and hence all these CCTV footage and photographs are being tracked. We have some more breaking developments coming in. We now have confirmation that Umar Nabi, the resident of Pulwama, carried out the Delhi blast. DNA samples taken from the tattered body found in the car at the scene have matched the DNA of Umar's mother. According to the Delhi police, after the blast, his leg was stuck between the steering wheel and accelerator. So, those are some details that are coming to the fore. Arzu, now we have confirmation the DNA that was present in the mangled remains of the car matches the DNA of Umar's mother that the police had obtained just a few days ago. So, we now have confirmation that it was indeed Umar, the resident of Pulwama, who actually carried out this terror attack.
Well, definitely, the explosion inside the car was carried out by Dr. Umar Nabi, a resident of Pulwama, Jammu and Kashmir. And investigators have now confirmed his identity through the DNA testing, as samples were earlier taken from the, mangled remains from inside the burst damaged car. As it was said that nothing was left, it was just the parts or the mangled that was remained, and also which was matched with the DNA sample of Umar Nabi's mother, which was also taken, and officially establishing that he was the one who executed the Red Fort, car bombing. Earlier, the photo was seen through the CCTV camera, and it was said that it is Umar Nabi, but now the confirmation has come as the DNA test of Umar Nabi and also his mother DNA match with each other. So it's now confirmed that Umar Nabi was the person, a resident of Pulwama, Jammu and Kashmir, was behind the blast that took the life of the 8 people and injured several. So this forensic confirmation has given a major breakthrough to the investigation, which had earlier suspected Umar's direct involvement based on the travel records, also recovered digital evidence, CCTV footage, the priest that was came wearing the black mask. But it was important to get the official confirmation, the proof, and now the DNA sample of Umar's mother, which now matched with the Umar Nabi's DNA. So this shows that this was the person, Umar Nabi was the person who was behind the blast that happened at the Red Fort.
Absolutely, Arzu. Please do stay on with us. We have some more inputs on this story. Faridabad police has taken a man into custody. He was taken from Khandawali village, lying in the back of a car. This happened at the same place where the red EcoSport car was found. Police will confirm whether he was caught there or he was brought over there to identify the location. Remember, the Red Fort EcoSport, owned by Delhi blast suspect Dr. Umar Nabi, was found parked near Haryana's Khandawali village hours after cops launched a massive hunt for the vehicle. So, Arzu, now we are getting to know that another man has been taken into custody. We are yet to know the details, if he was present there or if he was actually brought over there by the police to identify the location. What more could you tell us?
Well, definitely the Faridabad police has reportedly taken one man into custody in connection with the ongoing investigation in the Delhi blast case. And also what we're getting to know that the man was taken out from Khandawali village in Faridabad, and the same location where the Red Fort EcoSports suspected to be linked to Dr. Umar Nabi was found earlier. And also the man was hidden from the media's view and was lying in the back seat of the police vehicle, and he was taken away under the heavy security. However, there is, whether he was arrested directly from the spot or was brought there by police to help identify or verify the location as the part of the investigation. This is yet to be confirmed, but yes, the Faridabad police had reportedly taken one man into custody in connection with the ongoing investigation. And also, according to the initial information, the man was taken from Khandawali village in Faridabad. This is the same location where there is another car which is suspected to be involved in this of the Umar Nabi was found earlier. Yes.
Right, Arzu. In fact, we are also learning that the NSG team, aided by a sniffer dog, is conducting an investigation in Kandavali village after police seized a red EcoSport. The registration number was DL10CK0458, linked to prime suspect Dr. Umar Nabi in the Delhi blast case. So, Arzu, now we are learning that even the NSG team, it's being aided by a sniffer dog, and they are conducting investigations in that entire area where this red EcoSport, which is suspected to be part and linked to the prime suspect, was actually found.
Well, definitely, the National Security Guard NSG team, accompanied by the, sniffer dog, conducted a detailed investigation at the Khandavali village following the seizure of as the, car was taken by the police. That was EcoSports, registration number was DL10CK0458, and this vehicle is also suspected to be linked to Dr. Umar Nabi, prime accused in the Delhi blast case. And the forensic expert and energy personnel examined the car for traces of explosive, fingerprints and DNA evidence, while local police cordoned off the area to prevent contamination of the crime scene. Also, according to the investigators, the red EcoSport may have been used by the Umar's associates for transporting material or for the other use related to the Red Fort bombing, or the other planning that these people, these accused were making. The energy team's findings are expected to provide crucial leads in uncovering the wide terror network behind the attack.
Absolutely. We have some more updates. The Lal Killa metro station will remain closed till further notice due to security reasons. All other stations are functional as normal. This comes in the wake of the Delhi blast that killed 12 people near the Red Fort metro station's gate number 1. So, Arzu, now we are seeing that this is for the third day that the Lal Killa metro station will remain closed, and authorities have stated that this is due to security reasons. They are still conducting their investigations. What more details could you tell us?
Well, yes, as earlier also there were a notice that was put up at the metro station that the metro station gate number 1 and 4 will not be opening due to security reason, and the people can use the metro gate number 2 and 3 for their walk. So definitely the Lal Killa metro station will remain closed till the further notice due to the security reason, and all other stations are functional as normal. And definitely this is being done for the, in fact, security reason, as the investigation is still ongoing. This is the gate number 1 was the nearest metro gate number where the incident has happened, and that's why the entire area has been cordoned off, and the police, the forensic team is still investigating this matter. So that's why, so that the things, the evidence doesn't get affected, so that, and also there is security reason due to which this step has been taken. In fact, the Red Fort is still not open for public right now. It's closed till today, and also will be updated for the further, and metro station will also remain closed till the further notice.
Absolutely, Arzu. Please do stay on with us. We have some more breaking developments coming in. The Red Fort, India Gate, Constitution Club and Gauri Shankar Temple were the intended targets as per investigative agencies. So, Arzu, now we are learning slowly and steadily as the puzzle pieces come together. The investigative agencies are tracking the movements of the suspects in this case, and now they finally know that the India Gate, the Constitution Club, the Red Fort and the Gauri Shankar Temple may have been the intended targets for this white collar terror module.
Well, definitely, according to the investigation sources, the terror module behind the Delhi blast had planned a series of coordinated attacks across the national capital and with some of the city's prominent places and the symbolic landmark on their target list. If we talk about the Red Fort, a historic and the high security in India, was in the target. The India Gate, one of the country's most visited public monuments, often crowded with the tourists and the local. The Gate was on the target. The Constitution Club of India was one of the prime location that was on the target, and also Gauri Shankar Temple, which is located in the Chandni Chowk, just near the Red Fort. Is just the in front of the Red Fort is centuries old and most visited worship place near the Red Fort. So definitely the Red Fort, India Gate, Constitution Club of India, and Gauri Shankar Temple. These were the four places which we are getting to know was on the target of the this terror module behind, who was behind the Delhi blast. They were planning a series of coordinated attack across the national capital, and the investigators believe the group objective was to strike the multiple high-profile and crowded, sites, creating maximum panic and also send a symbolic message against the Indian state. So definitely the target was those places which are mostly crowded, which have identity, which are historic. These were the four places that the terrorists were trying to target. There was a blast at the Red Fort that we have seen. It was a pre-planned blast that has already been mentioned, and now one by one there are a lot of pages that are opening in this investigation, and now the new information have came, in which it is said that the terror module which is behind the Delhi blast has planned a series of attacks, and there were prominent places that were on their target, including Red Fort, India Gate, Constitution Club of India, and also Gauri Shankar Temple. Yes.
Right. Arzu, we are also learning that this all comes through the investigation that all the agencies are conducting. They have been, looking at and tracing all the CCTV footage. That's how we came to know that some of these suspects even did a recce of the entire Red Fort area for Republic Day during that time period in January. We also are tracking the investigative agencies, how they are looking at mobile phone signals, how they are looking at where these signals were actually positioned, these locations, and that's how they are able to actually inform everyone what their intended targets were, and in fact Red Fort was one of their targets.
Definitely in the Delhi terror blast, investigators have uncovered a larger plot that suggests that the Red Fort explosion was the only part of the planned series of coordinated attack, and also there were recce that these people were doing in January. Also there were recce of the Red Fort area that was already done, and 8 suspects are reportedly involved in the conspiracy. They had planned to carry out serial blasts at the 4 different locations across the country, and also the operatives were divided into 4 groups that we are getting to know. Each group was
right. Arzu, please do stay on with us. That's the latest update that we are getting in this Delhi terror blast case, that according to investigative agency sources, around 8 suspects had planned serial blasts at 4 locations. They were planning to move to 4 different cities in groups of 2, with each group carrying multiple IEDs. So Arzu, that's the latest bit of information that you were in fact telling us, that there are around 8 suspects who were planning to carry out attacks in 4 major cities.
Well, and this is a big information that is coming in as it is, what we're getting to know from our sources, investigative agency sources, that around each suspect planned to carry out a serial blast at 4 locations, not one, but at 4 locations. and they had planned to move to 4 cities in group of 2 each. So definitely they were planning to go to other 4 cities in the country in a two group of 2. Also, each group was supposed to carry multiple IDs along with them, so that they couldn't be identified with by the police or the security agents. So definitely this was a planned series of coordinated attack that they were planning, and each suspect was reportedly involved in the conspiracy. Each group was assigned to travel to a different city carrying multiple IDs with them, and officials believe this network were operating under the direction of the foreign handlers. As the link of Turkey is also coming in, that Umar Nabi was also said to be visited Turkey, and also the planning was being done there also. So there is a lot of investigation that is now going on. The investigators are now focusing on tracing the remaining suspect or their funding sources, their international link, especially those connecting to Pakistan-based terror organizations. So there are a lot of information that are coming in, or also there are a lot of information that needs to be exposed. Lot of questions around who was behind, who all are involved and who was funding this, who have instructed them to do this. A lot of questions, but now what we are getting to know, and this is a big information, that not only the national capital but also the 4 other locations they
All
had
right,
planned to.
Arzu, please do stay on with us. We have some more breaking inputs that we'd like to introduce for our viewers. The Uttar Pradesh ATS detained Dr. Muhammad Arif, a cardiology student from Jammu and Kashmir's from Kanpur Cardiology Institute, in connection with the Delhi blast case. Arif was reportedly in constant touch with Dr. Shaheen, and sources revealed that Arif's name surfaced during the investigation of Dr. Shaheen's phone records. He is a NEET SS 2024 batch student residing in Ashok Nagar, Kanpur. The ATS picked him up from his rented accommodation for questioning. Both doctors are suspected to have been in contact for a long time. The ATS believes more people connected to Dr. Shaheen's network in Kanpur may be identified soon. Joining me on the broadcast is my colleague Abhishek Singh for more details on this. Abhishek, this is a big development that's coming in. Another suspected arrest of Dr. Arif coming to the fore, who was an aide of Dr. Shaheen.
Yes, many of the names are coming on the surfaces during this investigation, and this new module of Lashkar-e-Toiba, the terrorist group, has intentionally picked doctors for this blast and the whole conspiracy. The Anantnag Medical College in Jammu and Kashmir had became the conspiracy epicenter of this whole incident, and many doctors are under the suspect of agencies. Also, the name of this doctor came out during the interrogation of Shaheen Shahid, who also passed out from the Anantnag Medical College and belonged to the Lashkar-e-Toiba women's group of terrorists, and she was given a proper training, and also she was recruiting more of these doctors and people in the terrorist group for the jihadi intentions. The Uttar Pradesh ATS detained Dr. Muhammad Arif, a cardiology student from Jammu and Kashmir, from Kanpur. He was a close ally, we can say, of Shaheen Shahid, and cardiology student is connected with Delhi blast and many more names can come out during this investigation. And of course, they could also be doctors in different areas and different parts of the country.
Absolutely, Abhishek. We believe, even the ATS is believing, that more people connected to Dr. Shaheen's network might be identified later on. Thank you so much for all those details. Breaking developments coming in. Key members of a white collar terror module were planning a major strike at the Red Fort on Republic Day this year. This was part of a larger conspiracy to target critical installations across the national capital. The group had conducted multiple reconnaissances of the area around the monument. So, Arzu, I want to come back to you. We are now learning that the Red Fort had been the major target, and they were planning to attack it during the Republic Day. And however, due to heavy security, their plan was foiled. All right, so we'll try to connect with Arzu, but remember that this is the new breaking development that we are learning. This entire white collar terror module was actually targeting a major strike this year on Red Fort on Republic Day. That was their motive, targeting the heart of India on Republic Day and terrorizing the people. This was part of this larger conspiracy to target critical installations across the national capital. We have been telling you updates about how there were actually multiple people involved who were going to carry out multiple attacks across cities. Arzu, we have a breaking development coming in. We are now learning that they had planned to attack the Red Fort on Republic Day in January. That is why they were doing all these reconnaissance missions.
Well, definitely, a major information that is coming in that there were, more than, 8 people that were involved, around 8 people that were involved. They were planning to go to other cities also, and there were recce of the Red Fort that is being done, and this was done to target it on the 26th January on the Republic Day. So definitely a big breakthrough in this, and also there are a lot of information that are coming in, not one but several. There is a network that was working to execute this terror attack on the Indian soil in the national capital. So definitely the information that is coming in, the clues that the investigative agencies are gathering, and the terror module which was behind the Delhi blast has planned, in fact, series of coordinated attack across the national capital, and also the Red Fort, a historic and high security India that symbolizing the India's sovereignty, was one of the main target of these terrorists. Yes.
Right, Arzu, please do stay on with us. According to investigative agency sources, the Red Fort blast accused Dr. Muzammil, Dr. Adil, Umar and Shaheen jointly raised around 20 lakhs in cash, which was handed over to Umar. They later procured more than 20 quintals of NPK fertilizer worth rupees 3 lakhs from Gurugram and nearby areas intended for IED preparation. There was also a money dispute between Umar and Dr. Muzammil. Umar created a group with 2 to 4 members on the Signal app. So, Arzu, new details are emerging, how they used to communicate through this Signal app. They had a group. We also know, we are trying to trace the funding. They actually raised 20 lakh rupees in cash, all these 4 doctors together, and they were also purchasing fertilizer, everything that was meant for IED preparation.
Well, yes, and in the ongoing Delhi terror blast investigation, new financial and logistical details have emerged, revealing how the accused built their network and funded the operation. Also, this is what we're getting to know from the sources from the investigative agency. The key accused, Muzammil, Dr. Muzammil, Dr. Adil, Umar, the Red Fort bomber, and also Shaheen, the four reportedly jointly raised around 20 lakh in cash, which was handed over to Umar to procure explosive and logistics. They later, purchased over 20 quintals of NPK fertilizer, which is commonly used in bomb making. IDF worth about 3 lakh. This sourced from Gurgaon, Nu, and other nearby rural areas. The fertilizer was meant for the preparation of the, IEDs. Also, the investigators have also found evidence of
All right,
money
Marzu.
dispute between.
Thank you so much for all those updates on that story. That's it from us on this bulletin. We are slipping into a short break.